What is going on, everybody? Welcome to my latest video in my Titanfall news series. Today I'm going to be covering a development that concerns the amount of players that can be in a single game of Titanfall at the same time. I'm going to give the details on it and then my own opinion to finish things off. I hope you enjoy. So, it was recently announced that the maximum amount of combatants at any one time in a single Titanfall game will be 48. Now, you might be thinking that that's a huge amount of people, 24 versus 24 people in combat. However, Respawn Entertainment has confirmed that that is not the case. The 48 combatants actually consist of a mixture of both player-controlled characters and AI. And so, what is the makeup of these 48 combatants and how is it split between player-controlled characters and AI? Number one, of those 48 combatants on the battlefield, only 12 of them will be human players. And so then, for number two, AI-controlled characters make up the other 36 combatants. And those 36 AI combatants are made up of 12 AI soldiers on each team, and then finally the 12 Titans of the 12 player characters. This is because the Titans can be put on an AI mode where they basically do what they want and they function without a pilot inside them. The justification behind this came from the lead designer of Titanfall, Justin Hendry. Justin said that the higher player count made the game more uncomfortable, and that unlike in most games where you can sit there and guard two ways in, and just guard choke points, kind of camp out, in Titanfall people can attack you through windows right behind you, they can come from on top of you, from windows to your left, straight ahead, etc. And so essentially there are multiple directions that you can get killed from, and a higher player count means that you're more likely to get killed from a direction where you have no control over the engagement. Something that's interesting to note is that Titanfall started off with 12 players on each side at the beginning of its development, and just to reiterate, that's 12 player characters. And yes, over time, this number was brought down as developers tried to create a more balanced atmosphere and a more balanced game in general. Apparently at one point the number was even fewer than 6 aside, but eventually Respawn settled on 12 human players as they felt it was the best scenario and best captured how the game should feel and was best played. So, now I've covered the details on the combatants in Titanfall and their makeup, I'm going to give you my opinion on those numbers. If you didn't know, I got to play Titanfall quite thoroughly at the Eurogamer Expo in London a few months ago. At Eurogamer Expo, it was indeed 6 players versus 6 players, and when I got the chance to play at 6v6, it felt brilliant. It felt very well balanced, like there weren't too many people on the battlefield and definitely not too few. It could be said that with less AI components, it might be able to stretch to having a few other player characters in it. This is because I think it's most interesting to play against other player characters as opposed to the AI grunts. At least that's my opinion, and that's the type of thing that I enjoy to do. So if there were less AI characters, I think maybe you could throw in a couple of player characters instead of those AI characters. Either way, it felt solid and it felt comfortable. The action was still very fast paced and you always felt like you had something to do, and there was a good mixture of kind of like downtime and then being able to get into the thick of any action. Something that I think is interesting to note, following on from what I said about playing other player characters, is that I hope there are game modes without any AI characters at all aside from Titans. Even then, it might be interesting to have modes where you can't have the Titans controlled by AI. I think this style of play would be more suited to a competitive setting, where you basically want it to be player skill versus player skill and that's it. No other factors, no other variables. And so yes, the reason why I'm mentioning that is because I think you shouldn't be worried about the concept of 6v6. It's a good amount of people, and especially with all the AI components on top, it's definitely a good number. What do you think? Do you think it should have more player characters, less AI characters? Do you think it's going to be good the way it is? Have you played it yourself? Let me know. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. Expect new content coming next week, and when there's more Titanfall announcements, I will be covering them also. Please like, please comment, please subscribe. Sharing always helps. Thanks for watching, everybody. Peace.